Hey all, it's Aaron here from Stratos AI. I've got a few updates for you in regards to AI. Some may affect your personal life, some may affect your business life, some may affect your work life, and some are super duper controversial. And it's always best to keep your ears to the ground with AI, especially when it's affecting and disrupting so much of our life. So, what I want to do is kick straight off with meeting the AI vegans. This is a super duper real article from The Guardian. So there's a new group of people in the scene which are choosing to abstain from using artificial intelligence for environmental, ethical, and personal reasons, and maybe they have a point. So when I first saw the article, I thought, oh gosh, here we go. But when you really think about it, in everything, there's always an opposing view, whether it comes down to nutrition, how to bring up children, how to police the public. There's always going to be opposing views, and this is one of them. So here we can see that there are people that are choosing to abstain from using AI because of environmental, personal wellness reasons, which I kind of understand to a degree because the amount of resources that AI consumes and takes up and the impact it has is a bit crazy at the moment. They need to use millions and billions of liters of water to cool down these systems and have them operate. So I understand that part. Now, AI vegans, I don't know if that term fits this, but yes, these AI vegans are now on the scene. So I don't know, are you joining the AI vegan clan? Where you absolutely do not use AI, you won't use a supplier that uses AI, you won't ring a company that uses AI, you won't rock with an organization or anything that has AI technology. That is going to be very hard to do because every single part of our life, every cover of our life will have AI in it. Whether it's the council you're ringing, they'll have AI. Whether it's you uploading something to your work, it'll be AI driven. Your CRM will be AI driven. Everything you do will be AI driven. When you're in taxis or you're in public transport, it will be AI tech behind it. So I don't know how much you can shield yourself away from AI, but this is now the opposing party to AI. So I'm not personally an AI vegan, but maybe you are. Another one, which I think is a good use case for AI, this British MP becomes the first to create himself as an AI bot. So Mark Suards says the opportunities represented by AI have to be embraced. He's the first UK politician to create an AI version of himself to interact with constituents. So I found this really interesting. He worked with a new startup AI firm to build a virtual representation of himself using his voice and allowing people to ask for help with local issues or policy inquiries. So there are some concerns around this. People are talking about there is a risk here that an MP, you are trying to be more efficient and more present for your constituents, but the knock-on effect is they feel less listened to. So it is literally like a two-way chatbot. You talk and it responds in the MP's voice, and he talked through some policies and anything that's happening. Now, I'm not sure if this works as it stands as a working solution, because I think you need trust in that instance, right? You need trust with your constituents, and maybe hiding behind a AI chatbot won't be the way forward. But nevertheless, I like the technology. This is very similar technology to what we deploy as well across our clients. Chatbots, voice assistants, admin assistants, solutions like that. But I found that very interesting. So the technology will allow people to access support 24/7, 365 days a year. So I found that super interesting. That now, I've always spoke about over the past few months how far behind UK is with AI adoption, just as a nation, so whether that's governments or private companies. But now it's really starting to warm up, especially with the kind of trade agreement that the UK government have made with OpenAI. I think it's started to spread across our government now and the people in positions of power, which is why we're going to see more stuff coming up like this. Holidays may be getting more expensive because airlines are individually pricing holidays with AI, is the accusation. It hasn't been proven, but that's the accusation. Most and major US carriers deny using AI to set prices for individual consumers, but Transportation Department and Democrats threaten investigations if they do. On Tuesday, they promised to investigate any airline that uses the technology to set individual prices. To try to individualize pricing on seats based on how much you make or don't make or who you are, I can guarantee that we will investigate if anybody does that. Depending on your demographic, let's say you're from a high income or low income, you'll find a price of a seat according to that. Now, it should probably be a flat fee, right? A flat rate, so it's equal for everybody. But for example, if you're somebody that earns, let's say 100k a year, let's say a one-way flight to New York might cost you £1,000, but for someone who earns maybe 20k a year, it might actually be £400 for them. So it's being dynamically priced. They have denied doing this, by the way, because I think you could be favoring one group over the other, or you could be really extracting money from one group over the other where it doesn't need to be. So there has been accusations flying around, and like I said, they are investigating this. So let's see what happens. Please do not make holidays more expensive. It's pricey as it is. I've also, something I wanted to mention for those of you who are maybe content creators, I've been using a tool called Descript, which is really good. So essentially what it does is it direct your AI code editor to turn your vision into a video do it yourself with intuitive editing tools. With Descript, making video is as easy as typing. So it actually really is. It really stands apart from every other tool I've used in my life. I can essentially film a video like this in Descript, put it into it. Descript will understand what the video is about, what I'm trying to achieve, given the transcript of the video and the content of the actual video. It will then allow me to quickly make edits, cut down any ums, ahs, any mistakes, cut it all out automatically. It's very clever how it does it. It seems to just know this already. Sometimes with other tech, you have to tweak and really get it right. But here, it's like a hit of a button and it's done. Once I've got a working video that's, I think, perfect to publish, I can also just hit another button and it will find the most viral worthy clips that I can put on social media, which I think is amazing. So from that one video, I can maybe have another 10 short videos, small videos, and I can post them out as well. So from that one video, I'm creating multiple pieces of content. It'll also draft up your YouTube description, title, social media post for you as well. I just think it's an incredible piece of technology. I'm not paid by them. I don't have a partnership with them. I'm just a normal consumer of this. I am a paying client of theirs. But I think it's really, really good. It's relatively cheap as well, and it does a lot. You know, you've got green screens. We can make eye contact with it, so it can kind of adjust your eyes so you're always looking at the camera. You have studio sound, make it sound like a podcast style. Like I said, you can make video content, you can host podcasts on it, and you can actually generate clips. So use Descript's AI to choose moments most likely to go viral. It just knows. Then use your creativity in Descript's text-based editing to make clips that pop. So I just think it's a super cool tool, very good value. It does the job, it's reliable, it hasn't crashed on me yet, which is also a big issue for some apps. But it's a great tool and I recommend for everybody to use it. If you are somebody who has an online brand or is heavily involved in video or content creation, it is definitely one for you. Moving on quickly to business and AI. So out of the tens of conversations I have every single day with businesses, these are typically business owners it varies from small to medium businesses and just a small handful of large businesses. They are always looking for a way forward in this very tricky economic landscape that we're in currently. So they're always trying to find out ways, right, our tax bill has risen, our cost to operate the business has risen, our cost to raw goods and staff and labour costs have all risen because the UK is the UK. And we're looking for ways to streamline, to get more done, to get more at the company, to grow, unlock some more profit margin. How on earth do we do that? My answer is literally AI. That is, for me, the secret, the key to unlock the door where in that room there's all your dreams. Everything you want is behind that door and it can be unlocked with AI. Luckily for us, we work with so many different clients in various industries. We get a very high bird's eye view of what's going on across all the different industries and how our AI solutions impact the business. And it's always positive because we build badass solutions. So we understand firsthand the power of it, and the impact it has on a business is amazing. Even business owners that have been in business for like 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years, they look and say, whoa, this technology is crazy. We have never done anything like this, and this is the first time we're seeing these types of results with a technology like this. We just didn't think it could do that much. We've adopted all of the new forms of technology over the past 10, 15 years, but this is a different animal. And that's the feedback that we get. Now, we don't take credit for that. That is obviously credit to the founders, right? The people that are at the forefront of AI. You got Sam Altman, you got Elon Musk and all these guys. And what I love about AI is it is very easily accessible. Like some of the tools I just showed you now, they're AI driven. A lot of what we do is AI, and it's just accessible, it's cheap. So it's not a technology where somebody has to throw £500,000 at it. You can throw literally £500 at it if you wanted to, and it will start doing things for you. So the end result of all this is what used to take days now takes hours, and what used to take hours takes minutes. That, I think, sums up AI as a technology. And it's allowing us to essentially buy back some time, which leads me on to the next one. Another call that I had with a client of mine, we were talking about the impact AI has had on his business. And he said to me, it was very essential for me to buy back my time and my energy. And the way I had to do that was by deploying AI in my business. I said, well, why did you need to buy back your time and energy? Surely you're in the business and you're putting your time and energy in it to move forward. He said, yeah, but the time and energy was being spent on very low value tasks, things that weren't growing the company. They're just things that pop up every day, just miscellaneous things. He said, we, as a kind of high management team, we needed our time back so we can reallocate that time to focus on the big things that really make the difference, that really push that needle forward. And it got me thinking, like, we are now living in a time where certainly a portion of our tasks can be automated by AI, and it can make your life a hell of a lot easier. I've just spoken about Descript, the video editing software that I use, and it's allowed me probably to buy back maybe 10 hours of my time a week with just a simple software, which is really low priced for me. I think that's incredible. And the same thing can be done for business owners. Buy back your time with AI and spend that time solving high level problems that push the needle forward. That is the biggest piece of advice I have for business owners. What else do we have here? Here's another one. I actually got asked the other day about how can I connect ChatGPT or whatever sits behind it into my own apps, or how can I plug it into an automation that I'm building. So luckily you can build automations from home and apps from home for more or less free within hours and days. And the way you're going to do it is this. You have ChatGPT, right, which is what everybody uses. It's a chatbot, and it's a standardized chatbot. There's not really much customization in it. You get given it and you use it. But the organization behind ChatGPT is OpenAI, which Sam Altman co-founded. So OpenAI runs and owns ChatGPT, Sora, and a few other tools. Within that OpenAI account, there are two separate accounts, your ChatGPT account and your OpenAI account. If you open an account with OpenAI, which is free to do so, you can then access an API key. It's like a backdoor access into the models that run ChatGPT. But what that API key does, it's a string of letters and numbers. You can copy that and plug it into maybe your app or something that requires an API key. So you can start leveraging AI via the API key and leverage the capabilities of it. So for example, imagine using ChatGPT for your own use case, for your own purpose. Maybe it's something you're selling to other people and it's AI powered. The way you're going to do it is API keys. So you're going to bring an API key from OpenAI into your app, into whatever you're trying to do, and that will start to access the same knowledge and database that you have access to on ChatGPT. For example, we are building an AI virtual consultant, and what that does is a business can log on to it, it can create an account, and it is free. And what they can do is talk to our chatbot, like how you do to ChatGPT, and you can tell it your challenges, you can tell everything about your business and what's happening, and our AI virtual consultant will understand everything that's happening in there, and it will give you a detailed feedback on how you can get started with AI, given everything you told us, right? So it's very bespoke to the use case. So it's not like one thing for everybody. It is bespoke to each use case. Every business is different. They're in different industries. They use different softwares. They have different challenges. So that is something that we used a OpenAI key for. Very simple. So we built the dashboard, we built the prompt, we built the user experience and all that kind of stuff, and then we just plugged in an OpenAI API key, and we did some tests. Now, like I said, to open an OpenAI account is totally free, but to start using some of the tokens and credits, you do have to pay. So I'll give you an example. It is super cheap, by the way, like pennies. I uploaded, I think, $10 worth of credits into my OpenAI account. Me and my team of 7 did rigorous testing for literally a whole week. So 3, 4, 5 tests every single day, each of us. So imagine how many tests that equates to. We're prompting the chatbot, we're testing it, we're putting in different prompts. I think it spent like 50 cents for a week or two worth of testing across a team of 7. So that's how cheap it is. The cost comes in when, let's say, you've released your program or whatever you've got to the open public, and you've got thousands of people using it. That's going to start consuming tokens heavily, and that's when the costs will run up. But generally, API tokens are fairly cheap, and you should definitely be experimenting with it. It's like having access to the world. You've got access to the world with this little OpenAI key, and it'll cost you pennies to start experimenting with, which is insane. I think that's more or less kind of wraps up the overview for today. We covered a bunch of topics: AI vegans, MPs using AI, holidays might be getting expensive, how businesses should use AI. You've got a lot there to absorb and take away. So yes, like I said, I'll see you in the next one, and make sure you like and subscribe.